It's a pleasure to be in the international conference here in CAU campus Umiam. I think this is a very important conference which is being held, where we have delegates not only from the northeast of the country, but also delegates who have come from abroad. I think it's a very timely conference which is being held, and mainly the importance is that this conference has a transdisciplinary approach and a perspective. This is very important because in today's world, to find solutions to the many challenges that we have got to have a transdisciplinary approach and a very broad approach and have an open mind. I'm sure with all the deliberations which are lined up, and some of them are very, very interesting ones, there will be solutions or there would be innovative approaches which are being discussed and being talked about. For a university like the Central Agricultural University with its various campuses, functioning in Northeast India, which has high diversity of agricultural systems and particularly of indigenous food systems, there is tremendous opportunity for research to look into the systems to generate the evidence of the importance and the potential of the systems as food systems which could offer solutions to the challenges that we face today, particularly in regard to climate change, formulating solutions which then can become central to the countries and the global climate action which is being taken up, and also for finding solutions to the big challenge, the huge challenge, or should I say the growing challenge of nutritional insecurity. We know in the last few years, the world has seen a slump in terms of our efforts for ensuring nutritional security, and the numbers of 800 million people who are malnourished, that has increased. And therefore, finding solutions of how we can tackle or how agricultural systems can provide nutritious food and make it available for even the marginalized is very, very important and central. And therefore, organization or institution like the Central Agricultural University, the faculty within that have a challenge in terms of taking up research to find those solutions. And I wish them all the best in the conference as well as in their efforts. Thank you.
You already have the title of the conference, everything they will put, no?
Yes. Yes.
I don't have to.
Yes. Yes. Yes, we start.
Okay, this is an excellent opportunity to come to Northeast India to attend this conference on hill and mountain agriculture. So, hill and mountain agriculture is not in isolation in terms of agriculture, but we have to include all different types of ecosystems which are in this region. So suddenly, if we look at the hills and mountains, if you look at globally, this is a very important ecosystem where climate change is having a big impact, because mountains are hotspots of climate change. Temperature rise here is much higher than other areas. So in this context, our agriculture has to be looked into the context of the change. The drivers of change is climate change. So in that, water is becoming scarce. Then some of the species are doing well, but agriculture production in some of the areas are decreasing. So all different problems are coming. So in that context, we have to really see how we build resilience amongst the mountain farmers. So when we look at agriculture, then agriculture has to be looked into a bigger landscape perspective, where there are forests, where there are wetlands, where there are rivers for irrigation, for building soil fertility, and more we are talking about organic agriculture. So in that context, more linkages between different ecosystems are very important. And then a huge issue when we talk about agriculture development, then we have to have a cross-sectoral approach. When I say, then we have to see agriculture with forestry concepts, soil, and then agriculture. We have to also see water availability and agriculture. So this is a very holistic approach that needs to be done. And I'm very glad in this conference we are having all these topics, and we are talking about integrating agriculture in a bigger perspective and lands perspective. And in my opinion, there are many good opportunities coming for Central Agriculture University to see from this conference the gap areas. And already in my presentation today on biodiversity and climate change, there are many areas that has come up to really work. Especially how we are going to ensure the food security of the people who are in the hills and mountains. Then malnutrition. We said we came out of food insufficient situation in early 1950s to food sufficient now, but still mountains in many areas are suffering. So how we are going to ensure food security? So the new researchers should be really looking into the food security, the malnutrition issues, how the crops and the food that we are producing in mountains can address that issue. And then finally, for the northeastern India, shifting cultivation is one of the practices. And in the second presentation, we were talking very clearly how we can see this as an integrated farming system, where it can look into the traditions. It can also look into the contemporary development in agriculture and the traditional practices, and merge and come up with this sustainable solution. So this is a very good opportunity that from many countries in this international conference, people have come. And I'm very sure in next 3 days, we will be able to come up with some very good ideas for researchers to take it forward, but also for development and planners and policymakers to take some message to really put into design and put into practice, and bring more investment in the mountains and hills for agriculture and other associated services.